Wow. Well, this isn't a 124. It's a box I have, or a former 124 that I have, filled with the title of this video. Hot Wheels went all out back in the 90s when NASCAR was really popular. The boom popularity was taking place. Hot Wheels like to experiment, and especially in the early 2000s when they produced more obscure things like power boats and ATVs and RVs and all that stuff in 1/64 scale. They also decided to go more practical back in the 90s. I don't know why they stopped making these, but it's kind of stupid they did. They replaced the pit boxes with stopwatches, which didn't help at all. The batteries, I think my last one died out in 2009 or something like that, so I mean, I don't know why Hot Wheels stopped it. It would have been really beneficial if they kept it going. And these don't really look like pit boxes. They're more like pit wagons. They're more like crash carts. So let's take a look at them. We have pit boxes here. I don't have all of them, but I do have like 23 of them. So it's quite a bit. It's enough to fill my track here that I review everything on. But we see the Daytona 500 one back in 2000. Square D. They roll pretty nice. And they're kind of in scale with the 164s, but like I said, if you pull up to the pit stall in a pit box like this, it's really just small. I think the Winter Circle ones they made back in 98 or so, with a whole pit box on it and everything, I think those are more accurate in scale to that, and they look a lot better and a lot more aesthetically pleasing than these. Like I said, these just look like crash carts. They don't really look like anything. Let's take a look at this one, which is Ted Musgrave's, I believe, 1998 Prime Star Roush Ford pit box. It's pretty nice. It's got Goodyear Roush Racing Ford Prime Star. But also the problem with some of these is that the handles here, they got really loose and they wouldn't go back in their original spot. They just kind of stuck there. So you don't want to mess with the handles too much on it. I'd like to see them made into customs, actually, for more recent ones. We take a look at this. This is Derek Copes. You got Rudys Farm, State Fair, Brian and Jimmy Dean, along with Degree, Bahari Racing, and Pony Computers. Got Bahari in the 30 right there on both sides. Pretty nice. They did produce all four of these cars in 1/64 scale form for not Hot Wheels, but Racing Champions. I know the Rudys Farm was not made in Hot Wheels form because that was always a promo, and I think Todd Bodine actually drove it. Here's another one from the Daytona 500, but this one has Square D, this one has Kodak on it. These are made for 2000, and I just think they're pretty interesting altogether. Actually, that has a different color scheme than the other one. Here we got the Stanley Racing one. This is from Tim Fedawa's car. This has Stanley on it. I could be used for Carl Edwards realistically now. Phillips 66. This is the Jessel Welliver car that Todd Bodine drove back in the 90s. That's pretty cool. We have this here, which is Kyle Petty's Hot Wheels one. 44, STP, Coca-Cola, and Players Inc., which was a big NFL sponsor. I don't know why they were on Kyle Petty's, but whatever. You also have Spree on here. Come on, damn it. Too far. Or too close there. And then the other side you have Red Lobster. What other ones we got? A gold John Deere one. Yeah, this one's really weird because Chad Little didn't drive a gold John Deere car, at least from what I remember, with Roush. I think they were always green and yellow. Here's a Caterpillar one, Ward Burton, Siemens Deluxe Paints. Actually, this one is the 96 car, because you could tell with the Chevy bow tie. Bill Davis never had Chevys until 2003 with Scott Wimmer. Here's Mark Martin's. For whatever reason, the paint just cuts out here, even though it's quite obviously bigger than that. What else? Here's another Derek Cope. Here's another Derek Cope, but this one's a gum out. Brian, Rudys Farm, State Fair, Degree, Jimmy Dean, and Tastefuls, along with Pony Computers. This other side is blank. We have Jeff Burton's Exide Batteries pit cart. Over here you have quite a bit of contingency sponsors. Now you got Exide, Ford, Goodyear, and Roush Racing. But this side is just raped with sponsors. Look at this. My God, I got to get a focus on this one, because you've got quite a bit here. Is it going to do it? I don't know. I don't have patience for that. Bosch, Mayflower, Borg Warner, Exide, Ford, Goodyear, Bosch, Chicago, Rawhide, SKF, and Parts Plus. Here we have another Daytona 500 one. This one makes 3. You've got SCP, Kodak, and Square D here. So they're all actually, I don't know, these two are basically the same. I think this one's a touch lighter blue. So we have another Daytona 500 one with Caterpillar on it. Gould's Pumps with Mike McLaughlin. Got little trees on there. Oh, there. Oh my god, there's still more. Randy LaJoyce Fino one with Piggly Wiggly Tempest Resorts at Base Motorsports. Got another Mark Martin here. Got a John Andretti STP one, which is pretty blank. We got a Michael Waltrip Sitco one. I believe that's Michael. Oh, we got a few more here. Kleenex Scott and Base, which is Tim Fedewa. This one is Randy LaJoy. That's the difference. They are Base Motorsports teammates at the time. Jeff Burton's Track Gear. And Ricky Rudd's Tide. Oh, I hate those. So many Ricky Rudd Tide cars. Oh, it drives me nuts. Like I said, that's not all of them. There were quite a few still made. I'm missing the Ricky Craven 58 one, the SB3 Motorsports, I believe. Had Turbine Solutions on there instead of Hollywood Video. I always thought that was kind of a letdown that they never made the Hollywood Video car. I don't think they got the rights to it, so missed opportunities. That's all it is. But I love that Hollywood Video car. It was a gorgeous car. But yeah, look at all these pit boxes here. If I could get those custom made into something decent or something more recent, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But yeah, these were made for quite a few years. Different paint schemes. This is the same basic mold. Like I said a couple times already, they look more like crash carts than pit carts or pit boxes, but that's what they were called, with pit boxes. So it is what it is. I think they look pretty cool. What do you think? Oh well. You comment, like, subscribe for more. I'll see you guys later.